हेलो फ्रेंड्स एंड वेरी वार्म वेलकम इन दिस सीरीज। जो आपने पीछे से अगर आपने फॉलो नहीं किया है तो गो फॉर द फर्स्ट सीरीज, मींस फर्स्ट एपिसोड ऑफ द सीरीज एंड देन come forward to this one, because you will find that there is a kind of an interconnection between all the series. Goals remain same: how to make the process effortless, how not to be what I should say, fooling oneself by just studying, and then thinking that I can revise and I can, get through something which is natural, which is competitive, which is created, which is to be created. It is so natural that you have to create that naturality. It is not going to come to you naturally if your natural is not created the way it is required to be. I hope I am making some sense. So, point is taking up of ideas, taking up of thoughts. So, first question I am putting to you, Ashik, is that what is the status of surrogacy in India? एंड सरोगेसी के साथ साथ, सरोगेसी जो है उसके साथ साथ आप कैसे देखते हैं सरोगेसी के साथ साथ अबॉर्शन लॉ जो इंडिया में है, उन दोनों पर अगर हम बात करें तो क्या स्टेटस है दोनों का, सरोगेसी इन इंडिया एंड अबॉर्शन लॉ इन इंडिया?
In India, surrogacy is allowed, but it is the commercial surrogacy is prohibited. Altruistic surrogacy is allowed, whereby friends, families, and friends can donate their womb to the single mother as well as married women. And regarding the abortion, India has abortion law which is regulated up to 24 months. After that, there is need for consultation by the doctors and medical practitioner, group of medical practitioner beyond 24 months. So if we are talking about both the aspect, then I think India is moving towards more bodily autonomy, as well as at the same time it is focusing on right to procreate as well as the right of the fetus as well. हर
तो आपको लगता है कि सरोगेसी लॉ को भी इंडिया के अंदर कैसे, या सरोगेसी को भी कैसे इसको मैनिपुलेट करके मिसयूज किया जा रहा है, या कैसा आपको लगता है? ऐसा होता है तो क्यों होता है? सोसाइटल और सोसाइटल एंड सोशल जस्टिस के एस्पेक्ट से आप क्या इसमें बोलेंगे विद इन टू लाइंस?
So two aspect is the first, surrogacy is manipulated with the use of word friend. फ्रेंड कोई भी बन सकता है, एक पहला एस्पेक्ट है. सेकंड विल बी सर with regarding to abortion, still there is a practice of unhealthy abortion as well as illegal abortion in India that has to be caught.
Anyone else want to add anything?
So the law that we have regarding abortion is the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. So we are focusing equally upon the ethical angle also. चाहे abortion हो या फिर element of sensitivity हो, like victims.
Not beyond, under all circumstances, not beyond 25 weeks, correct?
No, sir. It
13.
can be under exceptional circumstances.
अब
Sir,
exception
exceptional circumstances
will be decided by the
otherwise तो
committee. Exceptional circumstances will be decided by the committee under the court of law.
जी सर,
Correct?
हाँ जी.
ठीक है. औशिक, इंडिया में एप्पल ग्रो होता है, इट हैज गॉट सो मेनी वेराइटीज, बट डू यू एग्री that so many foreign varieties are flooding the market, thereby crashing the price? True or false?
So apple is grown mostly in Himachal, Jammu Kashmir, which is mostly exported to the foreign countries, but at the same time the import of
Annual apple production in India is about 24 lakh tons. But my question is कि of late, last couple of years, foreign varieties are bombarding, they are flooding the market. उससे price depress हो रहा है. True की false?
true हो सकता है sir.
कौन कौन सी कहाँ से हो रहा है? कहाँ से आप इंपोर्ट करते हो एप्पल? कौन सा एप्पल मार्केट को फ्लड कर रहा है?
एप्पल जैसे कैलिफोर्निया आलमंड हो गया, ऐसा एप्पल हो सकता है फ्रॉम द यूरोपियन कंट्रीज जो इंडिया.
कैलिफोर्निया
सर
एप्पल
कैलिफोर्निया आलमंड हो गया, वैसे ही यूएस और बाकी जगह से इंपोर्ट हो सकता है.
लार्जली हम सबसे मेजर प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ इम्पोर्ट एप्पल इम्पोर्ट्स यूएसए से करते हैं।
यूएस भी है, चाइना भी है, ईरान भी है। दे आर मेजरली एक्सपोर्टिंग इनटू इंडिया। अब औशिक मुझे ये बताइए कि जो एप्पल है, एप्पल ग्रोअर्स के लिए नेफेड क्या कर सकता है? व्हाट इज नेफेड फुल फॉर्म?
SNAFED, National Agriculture Federation of
फेडरेशन है
फेडरेशन है
नेफेड,
नहीं सर,
नेशनल एग्रीकल्चर कोऑपरेटिव मार्केटिंग फेडरेशन,
मार्केटिंग।
NAFED, National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation. So as a deputy commissioner कुल्लू, क्या करोगे? एक क्या चीज करोगे?
Sir, apple trees orchard, it requires a mechanized as well as skilling of the farmers that can be laid down. तो ऑर्चिड के लिए काम कर सकते हैं, बायो पेस्टिसाइड और फिर जो बेस्ट ऑर्गेनिक एप्पल है उसको ब्रांडिंग का काम कर सकते हैं, जीआई टैग दे सकते हैं, या फिर जो एग्जिस्टिंग वैल्यू चेन प्रोडक्ट है उसको हम लोग कैसे न्यू एवेन्यूज खोल सकते हैं वर्ल्ड वाइड, कहाँ एक्सपोर्ट कर एज ए कुल।
आप लेकिन सोच सकते हैं कि कैसे मैं ग्रीन हाउस बनवाऊं अच्छे वाला और क्वालिटी कैसे, क्लाइमेट चेंज जो इतना हो रहा है जिसकी वजह से कभी तो अनवांटेड, कभी तो अनसीजनल रेनफॉल है, अनसीजनल स्नोफॉल है, टेम्परेचर फ्लक्चुएशन हो रहा है, एंड देन सप्लाई चेन की बात भी है। तो आपको मैंने नेफेड बोला था, आपने यही क्यों नहीं बोला कि नेफेड का बेटर मार्केटिंग और बेटर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन चेन हो फार्मर ग्रोअर्स के लिए, मैं वो करना चाहूंगा, ऐसा कुछ बोल देते।
हाँ
सर वन डिस्ट्रिक्ट वन प्रोडक्ट एक्सपोर्ट भी और प्रमोट किया जा सकता है, हिली स्टेट्स है।
वाटर वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट, वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट क्या हो सकता है, क्या है और क्या होना चाहिए?
वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट क्या हो सकता है सर? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एस्टैब्लिशमेंट ऑफ द एसटीपी इज रिक्वायर्ड। क्या है, लेस देन 30 to 40% of the water is recycled, and waste water is generally through बोल सकते हैं it is connected to the mainstream river which pollutes the river as well and river and stream. तो क्या कर सकते हैं सर? we can focus on functional aspect of the STP as well as uh, use of rainwater harvesting, other aspect, so that the water requirement can be fulfilled. At the same time, technology solutions such as bioremediation and also other measure can be involved. Phytoremediation.
We had seen Ladakh often been in news. Ladakh had never been happy with the UT status. सबसे यूटी बना बहुत दुखी है, तो लद्दाख क्यों दुखी है? एग्जैक्ट लद्दाख क्या चाहता है, डिमांड क्या है लद्दाखी बुद्धिस्ट का?
Yes. So Ladakh, they are demanding 3 to 4 things from the government. First is separate state, and second would be, if not possible, then special status under Article 371 should be given. Third would be reservation for the locals. Fourth is reducing the
क्यों ये सब क्या क्यों कर रही है, सब क्यों क्या चाहते हैं?
the pristine nature of the Ladakh environment, and uh, and fourth would be separate employment opportunities for the Ladakhi population, which
लद्दाखी
this
वॉन्ट, तो कौन से शेड्यूल को चाहते हैं कि वो आना चाहिए?
6 शेड्यूल होना चाहिए, और 6 शेड्यूल के अंदर और
यानी
370
वो बोडोलैंड ऑटोनॉमस काउंसिल जैसा बोडोलैंड टेरिटोरियल काउंसिल है, वैसा कुछ अरेंजमेंट चाहते हैं जिससे उनका डिस्टिंक्ट आइडेंटिटी को प्रिजर्व किया जा सके। तो सरकार ने क्यों नहीं किया?
सरकार, so the government has reservation regarding giving of 6th schedule because of the two reasons. First is it is UT, and second, it is near to the China as well as Pakistan border. That is why it is a security protection. The functioning
तो
of
कौन सी फेमस टनल है 18 किलोमीटर की, जो आप लद्दाख में कहते हैं कि जो लद्दाख और कश्मीर के डिस्टेंस को आधा घंटा का कर देगी?
सटल टनल हो सर, नहीं वो तो रोहतांग है, so I have to look into it.
जोजिला.
Zojila.
Which are the states which come under sixth schedule?
Yes sir. Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Manipur.
So Mizoram and Tripura.
Yeah.
Tripura में sir.
ये बताइए औशिक जी कि इंडियन प्रेसिडेंट की डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर्स क्या है?
So President of India has wide range of discretionary power with regarding to the appointment of the Prime Minister when none of the political party have claimed a majority. And second would be regarding ordinance. That too, it is dependent on the consultation of the cabinet. But most important power is pardoning power, discretionary power of the president. Another
So
power
when the
is,
government is also
requiring the
authority from-
advisory from the Supreme Court on certain constitutional matter. This is another regarding advisory rule of the Supreme Court. It is also a distinct power.
and
President
also when
can
the
accept
government
or
is
reject
not
recommendation.
majority, when there is no clear majority after the elections, so the president has discretionary power to
speak about-
choose the leader of
If I speak about one distinguished authority or one distinguished person who is very much integral to the part of Indian executive, and even one can say it is an integral part of the whole parliamentary system. That person hardly uses smartphone, and the smartphone is used only for taking and receiving calls, avoiding all the apps which can become addictive, and hardly watches even television, but loves to enjoy music reality shows and interaction with children.
Said Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
That can be correct. So, as a public servant, how would you manage this?
So as a public servant, it is very important to have a perspective on current affair matter, as well as one has to interact with the society at large to manage the whole public and private matter. One has to safeguard himself herself regarding the use or ill uses of internet. At the same time, one can denote certain time with regarding to use of apps, because it is very also important for the governance perspective. At the same time, they can rely on other channels method, for example radio, community radio, and as well as newspaper to get the update from the ground level situation. So it depends on the individual whether it is
from your state. Santhals from your state have been amazing achievers in different fields. Discuss.
Yes, sir. Santhal said the tribal community in Jharkhand, and they have contributed to the larger state demand from Bihar. At the same time, they have been part of the struggle against the Britisher. With prominent example is Santhal rebellion, as well as supporting the Mundas rebellion in 1999, participating in national movement. Santhali women plays a very important role in drawing MFP and other aspect, running Anganwadi service, Asha worker services in the cities as well. They they become very important part of the governance system with the role of political party deliberation at a very grassroots level. And prominent example of them with regard to the Santhal personalities are also there in athletic sports and even
Can
in
you name,
governance.
can you name the athletic player, famous athletic player, Santhal player at the international level?
So currently I have to look into it.
Very sad. Purnima Hembram.
Uh,
She married even a footballer, Mr. Tudu. And then there is a very famous filmmaker, Divya Hansada. So you have to bring contemporary element into your ये संथाल ट्राइबल और वो जो डिकू वाला जमाना चला गया उतना ही बोलेंगे क्या Santalis are integrating into mainstream society, sending their children to good schools, shedding all the negativity, trying to make progress, but a lot has to be achieved. So you have to keep in mind when civil services comes into picture, then such examples or illustration are going to, make you feel more closer to scoring more marks. Okay, through which state Santals are spread?
so Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Jharkhand, and even some parts of Madhya Pradesh.
So you have to think about the folk, their vibrant folk dance, and then you have to understand. You have to make sure that being living in the state makes me feel like it is. I am aware. That is how it is. Whether it is about mahua flower, whether it is about folk dances, whether it is about vibrant their way of life, and then you have to bring example. Even if the slum dweller, like the today you had done a question on slum, slum management and all that, then also you can bring this element into it. That how tribals and marginalized sections, they are only the one who got marginalized when they come into cities. So name couple of tribal heroes of national movement as you were talking, except Dharti Abba or Bhagwan Birsa Munda or Rani Gaidin Liu. If I leave that names, tell me 2, 3 more names.
So I have to look into it, sir.
Pardon?
So I have to look into it, sir.
I didn't get you. Sorry.
So I have to search it, sir.
Oh, you have to look into it. Okay. Tatya Bhil, one name you can recall. We discussed about Tatya Bhil. Then we can also talk about, Bhima Nayak. हमने नाम पढ़ा है भीमा नायक जी का. देन टीका मांझी, ये तो आपके वहीं से हैं. फिर वीर वीर नारायण सिंह. अल्लूरी सीताराम राजू वाज आल्सो ए ट्राइबल इफ यू वुड हैव पुट. ये नाम आपको पता थे सब? आंध्र प्रदेश, अल्लूरी सीताराम राजू, रामप्पा रेबेलियन. रामजी गौंड, ये नाम भी आपको पता है. रामजी गौंड तेलंगाना से. सो तात्या भील इज सो फेमस इन मध्य प्रदेश की उनके उस पे तो पाताल पानी टाउन जो मध्य प्रदेश में है, जिसको लापता लेडीज एक मूवी जो आई थी बहुत फेमस हुई थी, वो भी जुड़ी हुई है. इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, पाताल पानी था मतलब मूवी, आई एम नॉट अवेयर, बट ये कुछ हुआ तो था. So what we have to understand is that within the same time and at the same level, we have to bring the key ideas. India's tourism challenge in terms of foreign arrivals, because they are remaining below pre-COVID levels. And on the other hand, do you really think India has got a sustainable tourism apparatus? करे क्या? बताइए.
So there are several challenges with regard to tourism. First is with regard to security and volatility in the market, dollar and rupees currency. Second would be hygiene and sanitation. Third would be sustainability in the services. For example, carrying capacity of the Uttarakhand Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh is hampered due to the tourism aspect. That is why they are protesting against the increased tourism. So India has sustainable measure or not? So it is currently is not having sustainable measure. You have to focus much on that. If we are promoting village level tourism, at the same time, we are focusing much more on safeguarding pristine nature via ecotourism or homestay, then I think it will be much more sustainable. For the other revenues of tourism, for example, medical tourism as well as business tourism, we can promote so that whole burden of tourism, for example, on pilgrimage side can be reduced. So, yes.
Okay, can you please tell me when for the first time do you think first ever vote of confidence in the lower house took place? And who was the president at that time?
So I have to guess.
Yes, please.
So first ever no confident emotion took place during Indira Gandhi period, sir, when Lal Bahadur Shastri had died.
First vote of confidence in the lower house, took place during the presidentship of His Excellency Venkatraman, R. Venkatraman.
1990s.
It took R. Venkatraman. So we have to understand, and then we have to say that Atal Bihari Vajpayee also came to power after the Shankar Dayal Sharma's time. And then came the time period of K.R. Narayanan sir. And he went on to look at the strength of, instead of the strength of the parties, he looked at the strength of their pre-poll alliances. Okay. Okay, can a prime minister who resigned stake claim to form another government with the same house? Can a prime minister who resigned stake claim to form another government with the same house?
Yes, sir. He can do so after resignation.
Okay. Then in India, is there any such example?
So I think it was during the Atal Bihari Vajpayee times, 1997, 1990, जब उनका 15 दिन सरकार गिरा था, तो अगेन ही
15 नहीं था, 13 थे।
13, 13।
इंडिया में मोरारजी देसाई जी का एग्जाम्पल है। उन्होंने ब्रिटिश प्रेसिडेंट को उन्होंने शो किया। उन्होंने सेम हाउस के होते हुए दोबारा मांगा चांस कि मुझे नो ट्रस्ट वोट के लिए मौका दिया जाना चाहिए। नो ट्रस्ट वोट हार गए थे वो, बट देन Neelam Sanjeev Reddy, who was the president, he did not allow, because at that time Neelam Sanjeev Reddy said that he was not bound by the advice of the prime minister, who had lost majority.